Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Tonight we're going to actually, well, we were expecting to do the baseball prediction show on Indigestion's channel, but I guess they did that a couple nights ago. I did see that it was he was holding something on Sunday night, but again, I caught it like right in the middle of it. Wasn't able to make it to that. Had planned on doing it Tuesday night, but whatever, that's okay. So we figured we would do our own Miss Mags and I, and Mr. Brodie. Some baseball predictions from 2019 season, which is about to start pretty soon. We are actually fighting a little bit of a cold, so bear with us for that. Sorry about that. So anyway, so let's just start, I guess, with our predictions for who we think is going to win the divisions, who are going to be the wild cards, for each league, and what are they going to be some of the surprise teams, maybe the MVP, Cy Young possibly. We'll see what we get to there. Again, it's you know, we had planned on kind of doing it, you know, like I said, in a panel and stuff, but we'll just do the best we can here, recording it here. So anyway, so I guess for the AL East, let's see here. Well, a lot of people are I don't know, it just seems like the general gist of things that I've, the general feeling the temperature kind of the room, I guess, so to speak. It seems like a lot of people think that the Red Sox aren't going to, you know, do as well as last year. And again, 108 victories is a lot to try to get. And I don't expect them to do that, obviously. I do expect them, though, to win the division, which a lot of people don't, just because a lot of it, you know, being the Yankees being so good, also the, you know, losing their closer, which I don't think is going to be a big a deal as you know, a lot of people might think. They do have the potential of a couple of guys that they're considering right now, which I think, one of which I think will step into the position. I think it's going to be probably Matt Barnes. I think he, you know, he was the 8th inning setup guy. And I think he'll be all right closing. Again, I think the biggest test with him is going to be the whole mental part of it, because he definitely has the stuff. He definitely has the strikeouts in there, and you know, the dominance. I think in order to he did excellent in the playoffs and everything. Unlike Kimbrel, who did struggle a bit, and in a way, I'm kind of glad they didn't sign him too. I definitely didn't think he was worth the money that he was asking, and we'll see. But anyway, and there was another guy too. I can't think of his name offhand. It also started with a B too, who was in line for the is it Breslow? Yeah, Craig Breslow, I think it was, who was in line for the possible closer job. I mean, he could probably do it too, but I'm thinking more likely to be Matt Barnes. But anyway, I just think that you know, they're going to have they brought back most of their players. They didn't make a lot of significant changes there, other than, like I said, Kimbrel was probably their biggest one there. You know, they got rid of some starting pitching that they didn't really need, like Drew Pomeranz and stuff. I think Eduardo Rodriguez is going to have a good season. You know, I think Chris Sale, if he can stay healthy, and that's going to be a big if there. If he can stay healthy and give them, you know, 200 innings, I think that will be a huge boost there. You know, David Price, I think he'll have a decent season. So yeah, I think they're going to be all right. And I think Eovaldi there, I think is going to be the key there in the starting rotation. I think if he can get like maybe 15 wins, I think that would be huge. You know, because he's got good stuff and everything. So anyway, I think as far as breakouts for the Red Sox, I think that Benintendi, I think, is going to have a breakout year. Devers, I thought maybe, but I don't think he's quite there yet. But I definitely think Benintendi batting in that leadoff position. I think he's due for a great season, and I think Bogarts there is going to have a great season. Betts maybe not quite as good a season as he did. I mean, again, it's hard to duplicate that, and it's been a long time since, you know, an MVP has gone back-to-back like that. So I think he'll drop off a little bit, but he'll stay right up there. But again, you know, he's competing for a contract. You know, he wants a contract somewhere, so he could have a great season again, also too. So that's always a potential there. So yeah. So anyway, so enough of that. I think the Yankees are still definitely the wild card team. I think their biggest question, they're definitely going to have the power. You know, I think they may break their home run record from last year also. But I think their biggest question is going to be their starting pitching. Again, if starting pitching can stay healthy, that's going to be the big key right there. You know, they got some age on their pitching staff, and they got some injuries too. So we'll see about that one. Alrighty. So I think Tampa Bay is going to be a surprise too. I think Tampa Bay. I think both wild cards may come out of the AL East. And I think it might be the Yankees and Tampa in my prediction. For the Central, I think Minnesota is going to give Cleveland a strong contention there. But I think Cleveland still may have enough to hold them off. Again, I think team chemistry is going to play a big part, you know, in all the divisions. Again, I think the Red Sox have it. The Yankees starting to get it somewhat. And Tampa Bay, I think, definitely has some team chemistry there. The Indians, yeah. Minnesota has got a bunch of new additions. We'll see whether or not they can come together and you know, give them a shot at the division, possibly. I think if they get off to a fast start, they could. I don't know. We'll see. Anybody else in that division? Again, Chicago, I think is rebuilding. The Royals, nope. I don't think so. With Salvador Perez out for a little while, and you know, Detroit is definitely going to start dismantling and rebuilding and everything. The West, AL West, I don't know. I think Houston still probably has enough to win that division. I think it's going to be a tight race between them and Oakland. I don't think the Angels are quite there yet. I think they're getting better, but I don't think they're quite gelled enough there. And Houston, I think his biggest question is going to be their starting position there. You know, getting rid of one of their major starters there, the starters who won games. Was it won Game 7? I think when they won the World Series, there was Charlie Morton. I think they got rid of. That's what I'm thinking of. I think they're, you know, they'll have Verlander, and they'll have, and we'll see what happens with Keuchel there, Keuchel, where he goes or not. But you know, whether or not they have enough starting pitching is going to be the question. But I think they, you know, they'll definitely have the offense and everything. So anyway, and I think Oakland is definitely has shown last year that they know that they can make a run for it. And I think this year they will. Seattle, I think, is you know, is not really even in the picture. I mean, not yet anyway. Again, the Angels will probably finish third in my opinion, and the Texas, I think, is probably going to be in the basement. I think there'll be a big separation maybe between Texas and Seattle near the bottom, and then the rest of the top three teams. Although, well, actually, maybe not much of a separation, but yeah, I think they'll. I don't think there'll be a big. Maybe they. Yeah, what I mean is that there won't be a big disparity, but there'll be a. I don't think they'll have a great record there. I don't think the wild card is definitely not going to come out of the West, in my opinion. So anyway, so that's it there. I don't know. I really haven't given much thought to. Well, I have given a little bit of thought to MVP. I think. I don't know. Again, I think I really like Benintendi's chances there. I think he's got a good shot at it. And again, you know, I am a Red Sox fan, yeah, but I just I think he's got a lot to offer that he hasn't shown yet. Or he started to show, but I think this year is going to be the year that he breaks out there. Let's see, Cy Young. I don't know. I think Verlander's got a good shot at it this year. I think he really wants it bad. And again, he's shown a lot of consistency, and I think that he's definitely gets better as he gets older. I think in many ways. So I think he's got a good shot at it. haven't really thought much about it, so I couldn't really give you another possible candidate. I think if Chris Sale can stay healthy, he's always got a chance at it. That'll be the key. If he can get 200+ innings, I think he'll have a good shot at it, if he can stay healthy. All right, now over to the National League. Again, I'm probably staring at the mic and not at the camera. Not used to recording myself. For the National League East, Philly made a lot of upgrades. Washington too. But I think it's still Atlanta, in my opinion. It's still Atlanta's, to lose. I think that getting McCann back, although he's getting older, I think he'll help to solidify that pitching staff, and they do have a lot of good starting, young pitching there. They have a great outfield there and a lineup, and I think Atlanta will. They just have good team chemistry. I think they will definitely, have a good shot at the division. I mean, they may not have the greatest record of the division people, but I think they'll win it. I think Washington will probably finish second, close second, but I think they'll finish second. And I think Philadelphia is gonna take some time to gel all that big money they paid out and all those new signings there. I think the Mets are probably after that. They picked up a lot of good people, but again, they're the Mets, so we'll see. And then last of all, Miami, I think is still going to be rebuilding there. All right, so that is my prediction for the AL East. The AL Central, I think it's going to be. I still like Milwaukee. Again, Milwaukee's didn't get a lot of talk, at least on the first live stream there, the ID Gestures one. But I think Milwaukee's got still a good shot at winning the division there. I think the Cubs are definitely on the decline there. St. Louis, I think, has definitely improved by picking up Goldschmidt. I think they may finish second, possibly third, but I think second. And Pittsburgh, I think, will be a surprise team. I think Pittsburgh, while they won't make the playoffs, they'll definitely be a surprise. I think they'll at least hit 500 there, if not a few games above. So Pittsburgh, I think, will kind of be a surprise there out of the Central. The West, again, the West is not very strong, I don't think. I think, the Dodgers will probably still win it. They still get the most talent, I think, there. Like I said, Arizona, I think, took a big hit without Goldschmidt there. I think he was a key part of their team. I think they'll feel that this year. The Rockies are still strong, but I don't think they'll. I think they're still behind the Dodgers as far as the division goes. And San Diego, while they're improved, I think they're going to take a little while to gel. And I don't know. I just don't. I don't see Machado as. I mean, while he's a great talent, I don't think he's definitely not, in my opinion, a team leader there of any sort. So I don't think he'll help them. He'll help them maybe with their offensive stats and everything, but I think it'll take him a couple of years and maybe another acquisition or two to have any shot at like a wild card or something. And that is about it there. Surprise team in the AL definitely I think is going to be either going to be Tampa Bay or it's going to be or Minnesota, but I think Tampa Bay will probably be the surprise team there. For wild cards in the National League, I think possibly Washington will make one of them, and the other one I think is going to be the I'm going to go with the Cardinals there. The Cardinals I think may be the other wild card team. And the one team I mentioned, Cincinnati, I don't think they're going to be doing much this year. Again, still rebuilding and everything. So not much there. National League Cy Young. I don't know. I think Scherzer definitely has the probably the lead there. Yeah. We'll see. But I think Milwaukee will, if they can get Kimbrel, I think Kimbrel would be a key addition for them. If they can, if they want to spend the money to get him, I think he would definitely help them to win the Central Division there. Whoops. Excuse me there. For the National League MVP, I don't know. I don't know there. Hold on there. I just want to look up something. Alrighty, we're back here. I just want to look up some stuff, some batting stats and everything. We'll kind of look at last year's stats and everything. And I think I'm going to go with, for National League MVP, I'm going to go with Freddie Freeman. I think he was up there in a lot of stats last year, comparable to to Goldschmidt in a lot of areas there, as well as of course Yelich won it. He was a little slightly higher, but I think I'm going to go with Freddie Freeman. I think that's going to help Atlanta too to win their division. As far as going anywhere in the playoffs, I don't know as far as that goes for Atlanta, but okay. All right. Now, as far as predictions for the who is going to make it out of the American League. Actually, let's go with the National League first. All right. National League, I think it's going to be. I'm going to go with Milwaukee. I really think that Milwaukee is going to have enough to get over the top this year. I think they're gonna make it out of there. American League, I don't know. I still think that and again, I'm from Boston. I'm a Red Sox fan. I still think the Red Sox are the team to beat. They won it last year, and I still think they're the team to beat. They got they gelled really well. I think I think getting rid of Kimbrel actually may help them. Believe it or not, I think it's gonna cause somebody else to rise up, and I think they're just gonna continue to build from within. And a lot of young talent there. A lot of them playing for contracts and stuff like that, for money. So I think they got a good shot at it. Again, staying healthy, I think, is going to be the important thing there, obviously, which it is for just about any team that makes it. They had very few injuries last year, which I think helped them a lot too. So again, I'm going to go with the Red Sox against the Braves. Braves, yeah. Milwaukee Brewers, which used to be the Milwaukee Braves, of course. Yeah, so I'm going to go Red Sox and Brewers. Those are going to be my prediction there. And to win it all, I'd like to go see the Red Sox obviously go back-to-back. I think I don't know. I think it's going to be a close one there. I don't think if the Red Sox do win it again, I think it's going to go to 7, and it'll be really close. Not like some of their other series where they were able to finish their opponents off fairly quickly in the World Series. I think it's going to be the Red Sox in 7. I think they'll go back to back over the Brewers. So that is my prediction. We'll see. And Mr. Brodie helped me a lot with the predictions too. He had a lot of input with that. So we'll see. All right. So thank you for watching. Those are my predictions for 2019. We'll see. I can't wait for the season to get started. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.